I think they swapped mats actually. Ned and Pat. I know Pat has talked before. He's like, I get bored of using the same mat, so I kind of just want to trade with people for a while.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of the 3 out of 5 in the finals. It's really good. They're doing a lot of good things here, changing up so it's not just
I like
stable.
it. I think every time though, whoever's won the 2 out of 3 has ended up winning the 3 out of 5. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely not. So good.
oh, you did eat them?
The Maggiano's was so good.
You ate the leftovers? I put them in the fridge, but I ended up tucking them this morning because I was like, there's no like microwave here or anything. So shout outs to Maggiano's.
Shout out to Maggiano's making it happen for Yu-Gi-Oh players everywhere.
Maggiano's is
Too legit.
amazing. Dude, that cheesecake was so good. The cheesecake was so good.
Oh my goodness. They were all about that pound cake.
We only had like 3 plates of it, right? The pound cake?
Yeah. Did you hear the story about Ned?
No.
So Ned, the waiters come over with all the pound cake. He puts it on the table. Ned goes, "Should I just have my own pound cake?"
Yeah.
So he's like, "Yeah, sure." He goes back there. So Ned like doesn't take anybody's pound cake because he's expecting his own plate. And the waiter just goes back. He's like, "Yeah, there's no more pound cake. All the pound cake's gone."
So he didn't get any?
Ned got none. No pound cake.
Wow, how neg. At least he didn't have to pay for it.
Oh my goodness, that game was crazy. That is a league of gentlemen.
Oh, we are into this game. I should probably turn this around, huh?
Yeah, right? So we can see what's going on.
Anybody else commentating?
Do you want to commentate? Sure. All right.
No, take the second one, I'll take the third.
We're joined by Joji Orlando now.
How we doing? How we doing?
We're doing.
This looks like Kyle won the roll. Oh, strong opening, strong opening. Depending on what he can predict the Stardust with.
Yes.
I'll say, yeah, quick introduction. I'm Tubbs, third person on. One nationals top, multiple regional tops, that's about it. Just another person out here trying to enjoy the card game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Show him the power of the crusty white sleeve. Actually, we were both given new sleeves at the beginning of the top 16, so everybody in the top 16 has brand new sleeves.
Did you have to pay for them?
No, they just give them to you.
See, Konami's making you buy sleeves and stuff. They're handing out sleeves here. They're on something.
They give it out to you too at those events, but let's not worry about that. Let's see how
stick
good
to
this
the
charge
gameplay,
goes.
yeah.
All right. Free card off of that. That's pretty solid. I can't really make out. I see a Book of Moon in Pat's hand. That's a strong card. Pat said he wanted protection, a little bit of protection in the deck that's not vulnerable to something like Wiretap.
Yeah.
Book of Moon's also very versatile. For example, putting Stardust face down and a variety of other plays.
Trap stun.
If I could change something with the list, I'm not really sure. I thought the list was solid. Seeing as how I didn't test it beforehand, I just kind of woke up yesterday morning and wanted to play it and whatnot. It's kind of hard to say. I would have to really reevaluate. I probably played the deck to about 65% of its full potential, honestly. I made a lot of mistakes. I even made a mistake in the top 8. I should have triggered Seichigari game 1 when my Hermitry died. He had enough backgrounds we talked about after the match, and I wouldn't be able to do anything, but that hurt. In this game here, it's kind of difficult to make out what Hoban has in his hand.
What is that under Solar Recharge? Is that
Oh, that's the Charger Light Brigade that he played. Yeah.
Okay, and he milled this?
Yeah. I was going to go to like Ray Diablos.
There we go.
That card's really good.
Yeah, that card's very strong. Trying to think about maybe one reason he could have some number of Judgment Dragons in his hand. Maybe he has a Dragon Ruler and is trying to make a play with the rank 7s. What does he have in? He has a Lumina, a Jane, a Book. really make out the other card. So let's see what he goes. He's going to try with Lumina. Now, it's worth noting Kyle main decks a single copy of Skill Drain, which, depending on what Pat has in his hand, could vary potentially. How did I pick up the card so fast? My younger brother actually came to this event. He had never gone to one of these events before. And over the course of the last 6 months when I haven't played, he's accumulated all of the good cards. So I just borrowed his deck. A few other friends lent things out. Shout outs to those people. Peter Hood up in New Hampshire lent me some cards. Tyree Tinsley, Fraser Smith. So, all right, so it looks like Pat's going to be forced to pass here with a mill of 6. That maxi was fairly detrimental, obviously, but Wolf, that's disappointing. Now he's going to be forced to allow his opponent to draw a card. Yeah, that is not what he wanted to see. That's probably the last thing he wanted to see. Oh, this single copy of Upstart Goblin is also milled. So I do. I have lots of brothers. Foolish. There we go. Interesting. Yeah, he had Foolish in his hand. So Foolish, Soul Charge, and Judgment Dragon. He already has the Judgment Dragon. Let's see. He has, looks like 2 different Lightsworn names in the grave and 2 on the field. So Judgment Dragon theoretically would be live next turn, depending on how the course of this turn goes. Now, it's interesting. With the Stardust Dragon, it's curious what Kyle has set. At this point, it's probably not Skill Drain.
Yeah, because he probably would have played it so he didn't get his engine milling.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what he would have set.
I'll say, what else does he play for traps?
He plays Vandy's Emptiness, I know that. And he kind of has a variety of others, like Compulsory and whatnot. Kyle just drew a Mystical Space Typhoon, which probably one of the worst, if not the worst deck card in his deck to possibly draw. Yeah, because Pat clearly doesn't play any trap cards worth activating it on.
Although the Book of Moon would be the only card MSC,
yeah.
right?
Which is ironic here. So I don't think he's just going to activate. He'd probably just set it in hope that he can eventually hit something end phase, because he's going to go on the assumption that Pat has the Needle Bug Nest set.
Kyle plays Crimson Blader, right?
Do you guys see this?
More than likely.
What's going on? I missed the whole
All right, so now we have Mythic Tree Dragon on the presumption that a Mythic Water Dragon's going to come out. Now, Pat Hare has the decision to Book of Moon the Mythic Tree Dragon. He probably in a lot of ways was hoping to Book of Moon the Stardust and then summon Judgment Dragon. He's risking his opponent being able to go into rank 8, something along the lines of potentially Felgrand. Unfortunately for Kyle, Felgrand would be defeated quite handedly by the Book of Moon if Pat decides to hold on to it. So Pat's really in an interesting position. It depends how he decides he wants to sculpt out the next couple turns. Yeah, see, okay. Yeah, this was also the other option, bait out the Mythic Water Dragon. So he either had that option or the option of just holding the Book of Moon.
I just want to state how unlucky it is for Pat to mill the wolf, because he only runs one wolf.
Yeah, the single wolf.
Yeah.
Kai keeps fidgeting with that card. It might be something like, what's his deck list exactly? Kyle's.
Kyle's?
Yeah, let me take a look at Kyle's deck list. I looked at it with Pat a little bit. We were talking about how he would go about that matchup. So it could be Wing Blast, yeah, another card that could be potential. Wing Blast. So Skill Drain, Bottomless, 2 Wing Blast, Torrential, 2 Vandy's Emptiness, Solemn Warning, and Compulsory Evacuation Device.
Could be Lance.
Oh, it could be Lance, a single Lance. Yeah, that's interesting too. So, borrow from the different dimension.
So which dragons did he use this turn?
He hasn't used any dragons yet, actually, so he's in pretty strong shape here. Because of the Maxi in the graveyard, he will be able to summon, yeah, theoretically. What's he going to do here? Yeah, copy of the water, make a 7. And yeah, he doesn't even need to summon Redox. He'll have the Maxi in there for turns in the future. Oh, he's going to attack. Okay, it's interesting. This is, I guess, a way to get over all of the monsters?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
wait,
with Mythic Water, Earth Dragon has no attack. It doesn't have 500 or something? Okay.
No, it's 100.
100, yeah, something really small. I knew it was just a debris target. All right, so Dracosag main phase 2. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to go into Dracosag main phase 2.
Does Pat have 4 lights, right?
No. Wolf is the 4th. All right, now he is the 4th.
Oh, okay, so there you go.
Yeah, I guess this was theoretically more damage to do it this way. I don't know if I
can't see
really
Are
like
two
this
cards
play.
set now?
Yeah, he just had a Mystical Space Typhoon. Assuming he didn't have another card to set.
Oh, no, his for his monsters. Or is that like a
No, those are tokens, the Dracosag tokens.
But, alright.
Oh, one of them is Mythic Water Dragon.
Yeah, that's kind of
that's what I Oh, yeah. So he has 4 Lightsworn. So Judgment Dragon, theoretically, could do Regate attack over the Stardust.
So, yeah.
It depends a lot
it's
on
foolish.
Yeah. Here, what he's going to do is he's probably going to ditch a Dragon Ruler so that he can remove the Eclipse Wyvern and get Light Ray Diablos off.
Oh, Diablo's
And-
from
and-
Wyvern too. That's
Yeah.
that's-
So
that's
yeah, he's in
huge.
good shape. So he really sculpted this game so that the
Yeah.
Diablos would be
So we can
really
get
the,
rid
the
of-
test monster before the Judgment Dragon.
Yeah, you
So
can get rid of a back row.
yeah, it looks
and,
like Pat's
get rid
going
of
to
the other
probably
ones,
be able
too.
to take control with this turn in specific. So he's going to banish, or rather discard a Dragon Ruler. And the great thing is he'll now have 2 level 7s on the field.
Yes.
So Kyle's going to feel priced into really responding right away.
Yeah.
Presumably bouncing one on the top of the deck, and then the Judgment Dragon be able
You
to
know
clear
what
the
else is
field.
in Pat's hand?
Oh, he's going to go with Judgment Dragon first. Okay. This is interesting. This kind of bottomless.
So bottomless. Now he can do the
Yeah, the other
Dragon
play.
Ruler play and then get rid of the back row
Yeah.
with Diablos.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what happens. Yeah. Yeah, this is strong because now the Mystical Space Typhoon is going to go to the top of his deck. Kyle's not going to be very happy about that.
Yeah.
On the assumption that he has enough lights, I'm assuming he does. Let's see. He
Oh,
has
for
Jane,
Diablos?
Lumina,
He has
Jane,
4 light
Lumina,
swords,
Wolf.
so that's 5, and then he has a Judgment
He has 2
Dragon
Luminas,
grave,
and
right?
no, Judgment Dragon just got banished. He might
there's
not
another
actually
one in
have
grave, right?
enough lights.
'Cause you
Gareth,
only need-
Lumina,
it's 5
Wolf.
different lights.
Yeah, Gareth, Lumina, Jane.
He has
Oh,
Soul
okay.
Charge anyway. Wow.
All right, we knew he had Soul Charge. I thought he was going to try to make a
really?
play
Okay.
otherwise. So
he'll probably make like a Michael play here.
he has a lot of options. I
yeah.
mean, at this point, it's
He could. Does he play a? Do you guys have his deck list?
yeah, we do. We do absolutely have his deck list.
Does he play 2 Michael or 1 Michael?
To the best of my knowledge, he plays 1. He told me he plays 1.
All right.
Yeah, he told me he played 1. I could have misheard though. Yeah, the only 2 is Dracossack, so he has a variety of options at
He
this
can
point.
make Michael banish the Stardust, make Arcanite Magician,
Yep.
and then you could do some like a Big Eye play or something like that. Like there's a lot of things you can do here.
Yes, definitely.
That's definitely what
I feel like if Pat can realize that the back row hasn't been activated, he might be able to read an MST
Yeah,
and
to
then
the-
bounce
to
it to
the
the top
summons.
with Diablos and put him back a draw, which is huge right now.
Yeah, well, most likely he's going to summon 4, and he's going to be able to make 2 level 7 synchros. So
Mm-hmm.
even if it is something that he'll be able to get rid of. And
It's a good thing for Pat that the Maxi was used last turn.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and don't forget about the Diablos and Dragon Ruler play too, because he can.
Yeah, he has
Also
like
manipulate
several
that,
potential
yeah.
things he can do here.
Yeah, there's just a lot of.
Yeah, it's very, very strong
Yeah,
here.
he's just gonna.
He's got
Oh, he doesn't have a Raiden, does he?
no, he doesn't have Raiden, so
He
no.
can still make a Laval chain, send Raiden.
Yep. You can
Just
send
like-
another dragon for if that's necessary, or another Eclipse Wyvern too.
Yeah.
Like from here, the amount of plays, it's difficult to pinpoint what the best one might be. There are several. Like hypothetically speaking, what would you want to accomplish this turn? It's kind of a good question to ask.
There's a lot of stuff you can do, but for starters, I'd probably just make a Laval chain, and then just send a Raiden, send for Lumina, get Raiden, Miltu off Gareth. Oh, you can't Miltu off Gareth, but oh no, you can if he gets the Wolf here.
Okay, but like
Like this is.
in
this-
terms of
this
not
turn-
specifically what gets you to there.
Oh.
How would you want to end this turn? Is kind of the question.
Well,
I feel like
it's really tough because he has
he has
some
like an
dragons in
infinite
grave.
amount of options. Like he has a variety of plays at his
He
disposal.
doesn't have. Oh, he does have a lot of dragons in grave, I guess, because he's about to.
He has Eclipse Wyvern in there at least.
I definitely think he's going to need to remove the Stardust to do anything.
Yeah, I think that's definitely probably up there in terms of what he wants to
Yeah,
do.
he's gonna. I think he's going to. make
he
the
could also-
chain play. He could also what?
Use some Exceed monster to get over the Stardust.
I think he probably 101 it or something like that. I think the Dracossack is big too.
Yeah, the Dracosack's definitely because he could take the Dracosack and then maybe he could like Big Eye the
Do you know what's in
Dracosack.
his hand? He
Something.
could Big Eye the Dracossack during the end of the turn because he has a. He still has the Dragon Ruler.
Yeah.
He also did normal summon
Yeah.
if like he can
I'm-
somehow get off an all.
Mm-hmm.
What's
He could also just to complicate things. He probably plays Levier too. He could banish the
yeah.
Eclipse
Play
Wyvern. I
Levier,
mean, like
yes.
when we were saying the fact that
Does he?
Oh, yeah,
what's in
the-
his hand?
to that person, yes, House Tyrell control. Yep, that was House Tyrell control.
So he's gonna go for 101.
Yesterday in the 3v3, my team name was House Lannister, and every round I signed the match slip as a different family member from the Lannisters.
That's how you sent your regards.
Yes, I
my
did.
team name
Every-
was Alex Flamer's Fan Club.
Terrific. Yeah, that's
We couldn't think of a name, so
yeah, still should leave him alone.
no, he's like a good friend. So I mean,
All right, so he's going to go into rank 4, so he does have the Honor Arc. It's interesting because if he ultimately does a Judgment Dragon, he'll be able to protect his Honor Arc.
He only has
Oh yeah.
one Judgment Dragon.
Oh yeah. He
like,
only used at
effect,
1500.
though.
So yeah, this was a big soul charge.
Why? I'm questioning whether he should have put it in defense mode or something. I mean, I really don't.
It's kind of tough. I don't think
I
deal
think it
15
matters.
over that
It's not the
specifically.
matter of the 15 over that. Is like if it attacks over, you can't Judgment Dragon
Yeah.
a turn later or something like that.
I signed it as a different Lannister every round. For this. I might do it later, yeah. I have it. I have to put some cards back into it. But I would be interested in.
Are you undefeated, Wiggly?
No, the back row is not Reckless Spree. The back row, assuming it is, it's Mystical Space Typhoon. Because he had it in his hand, and there's very few reasons not to set it.
Right.
I mean, Diablos is technically a reason, but I wouldn't risk it. I would just set it. Because you can hit the Needlebug Nest during the end phase.
All right, everyone. Brandon Wiggly said hi.
Wow.
That's it.
All right, so he ends up, ditching Needlebug Nest to bring back Garoth. So if he's doing this, he's probably going to go into a Laval Chain. I would assume now. He's
I
planning
feel
to go
like the
into a
Laval Chain should have been the first thing done so we could get the Radiant Engrave and then discard for Lumina.
Yeah.
I think he's playing really safe around that back row.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's
you
right.
know, for what
Yeah.
it's worth, our plays are dictated by the MST.
Because we know it, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Assuming it's-
definitely playing around the back row, like somehow, like Wing Blast or something.
Well, he would have had to have theoretically drawn that Wing Blast. Like, okay, Mystical Space Typhoon
Yeah.
is in his hand. Okay, touche. We just saw that. Whatever he said he drew last turn, because he said only Bottomless the first turn, and he had Stardust. If he had another Wing Blast or another trap, he would have said it. So whatever that back row is, he drew it for the turn. So Pat's just trying to get a read on it. He's, from his perspective, Honor Arc went through, so it's probably not. Would it be Wing Blast? Let's see.
It could be another Space Typhoon.
True.
I feel like it still could be Wing Blast because I wouldn't use the Wing
Yeah.
Blast on the 101 because you could just make another one.
Yeah,
He probably
Yep,
saving it for something.
I'm
Or-
trying to think.
It could be Lance also.
It could be Lance. Yes. There's a
play
lot of
Lance.
possibilities.
Either it's one Lance.
It's definitely not
Pat play
Emptiness or
Alucard?
Torrential. Probably not Bottomless. Yeah, he would have Bottomless the Soul Charge,
Pat
right?
play Alucard.
Yeah.
You don't know?
I think it Compulse, yeah, and maybe Compulse. I guess there hasn't been a really ideal Compulse location.
Well, I gotta go play my round.
Oh, you're playing in the next
Yeah.
round. All right, good luck in the 1K.
Thank you. I will see you later.
Let's see here. Oh, Rhapsody. Okay, this is good. This is a strong play. This is going to make it so that, yeah, that play is huge. Yes, we know that Bottomless is in the graveyard, but he originally had Bottomless on the first turn. That's what we were talking about. No. I know he used the Bottomless. I was referencing on the first turn of the game. So. Yeah. All right, so Rhapsody's going to be very strong. He's going to be able to bounce the Honor Arc very high. Another reason to put it into attack mode. So, yep.
But he did Soul Charge this turn.
Yeah, he did Soul Charge, so yeah, that is a major concern. So now he's probably going to go into Alucard to pop the back row. At this point, he's probably assuming it's a bluff. That was massive. Getting rid of the dragon, really, I think Pat's putting himself in a tremendous position to win this game. Oh, he's just ending, huh?
He wants to mill.
Interesting. I'm very curious about this. And that'll do it.
Patch a scoop.
Yep.
Well then.
Yep. Goes into Grinder Golem. Or Grinder Puppet? Giant
Yeah.
Grinder Puppet Man guy. Well, that was a unfortunate loss for Pat.
Yep.
I feel like he could have done additional plays. He probably felt safe with the skill drain, with the Dragon Rulers banished. Interesting.
Maybe he forgot like what he booked. What was face down.
No, I don't think he forgot what he booked. Did he
Yeah.
know that he had blue eyes? I wasn't here for the early parts of the game. It looked
I
like
think
actually he
so.
did know he had blue eyes. That loss was actually on the board for Hoban, for what it's worth.
Well, while this time we're gonna play some ads. We'll be right back.
Ooh, welcome back from the advertisements.
So you want to look at
Yeah, let's take a look
what
at the
they're
side
siding.
decks. Side deck, side deck, side decks.
Whose is this? This is Pat's. Yep.
All right,
Right
so
here.
if I was Pat's side deck is really interesting. uh,
Two Kaiku.
he told me he didn't like Haiku this weekend. So I don't think he's going to bring it in, but it wouldn't surprise me. I'll say that.
He was trying to lure you into a false
Yeah.
sense of security.
He's probably going to put in the one day. Probably going to put in the threatening roars, going for the the theory that my deck is so powerful, just as powerful as yours. If I theoretically Swift Scarecrow you, and I like what those two cards do, I'll be able to establish a victory.
Do you think he would put in the Felgrand?
He puts in Felgrand when he puts in Universe.
Okay.
He might put it in because... No, I don't think he's putting it in. I was trying to look into his extra deck of what would be take out. I'd rather have a la carte than Felgrand. I mean, if you're summoning Felgrand, that means you have double JD.
Yeah.
So probably unlikely. Or a Synchro like Grap Dragon. So I don't think Felgrand's going in. That's only there for XYZ Universe. Decree is actually a legitimate possibility. Kyle already mains a considerable amount of traps. He has additional traps that he can be going into, so it wouldn't be inconceivable.
All right, let's look at Kyle's.
Once again,
I mean, he's going to be putting in, DD Crows will probably be going in. Battle Fader will
Yeah.
probably be going in. Skill Drain is a
You
possibility.
think he would
Mind
put in-
Crush, definitely strong.
No hands, you think?
Very, very unlikely.
Because Pat plays like
Zero
minimal,
traps,
yeah.
literally no traps. Though if he's thinking about the decree, I mean, it'd be interesting. Let's see if we can try and see what Pat has going
yeah.
on
If
here.
he like predicts the decree getting in, that would be a
Yeah.
pretty good card.
Yeah. So I really wasn't able to make out what Pat was signing because I was trying to look at their side decks.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. I'll talk to Pat afterwards and really talk about why he made his decisions. Honestly, if I was in his position, I might side the decree in. You know, it's one of those things where when you're playing against someone who knows your extra deck or he knows your side deck, you almost want to side deck in something they're not expecting. So
Yep.
it's interesting if Kyle is going to expect the Royal Tribute.
It's in fighting game terms, they call it Yomi, where you like predict their next move and like you keep going.
Yes, absolutely.
Predict
big
the
time.
prediction.
So it'll be interesting to see. All right, let's see how Pat opens up. So he has a soul recharge, so I would be happy if I was him. All right, he did in fact side in Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. Okay, I think it's good. I do. I think
He has it in hand.
it can win him the game. Like, it can single-handedly win him the game
Yes,
if it works.
definitely.
I think he's charge and recharge. Like, what is this? Back in the day already? Jeez. Must be nice. And JD, yeah.
It's 2010 again.
Yep. Ideal hand. What's that other spot card? Is that a lure? Does he play a lure? It's difficult to tell what that is. All right, so he's going to recharge the Wolf, draw soul charge, hit Eclipse Wyvern. Yeah, this is
And
strong.
is that Lila or Necrogarna?
That's a Lila, yeah. Not quite a Necrogarna. Nevertheless, still a tremendous opening here from Hat. Let's see if we can make out what Kyle has. Does he have Maxis? Really the important questions. He's Gold Sark. Looks like a Warning.
Please report to the
Hoban lost the last game because of
scorekeeper's
Puppet
table.
Grinder. He was at exactly 1,500. Yeah, can't really make out what he has. Looks like that is, yeah, it's in fact Allure of Darkness. Another Soul Charge, a bit redundant. Lila, he's probably fine with that. So he banishes the Curry Bandit. And now he's sitting with Charge of the Light Brigade, two Soul Charges, Judgment Dragon, Lila, and Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer. So let's see if he hits another Eclipse Wyvern or a Dragon. All right, hitting that Dragon is huge. Hitting the Necrogarna is also equally as large. So that gives him a Dragon now. We go with the Eclipse Wyvern for later in the game with a Dragon Ruler, or even theoretically this turn with a Laval Chain play. So Hoban has a lot of options here. Now he has the choice of going into Lumina, or maybe giving him
Yeah, I was
access to
thinking
Raiden
Lumina.
early. Raiden would allow him to mill additional cards and then activate Soul Charge. So that looks like what he's fidgeting with. You know, Raiden gives him the potential of milling a Dragon Ruler this turn, or an additional card that's worthy of bringing back with Soul Charge. So that's probably why he's doing that over Illumina.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, at this point, his graveyard is feasibly stacked enough that he doesn't need something like Lumina. So let's see. Hit Soul Recharge and Illumina. Well, if you need Illumina, there it is anyway. So that was a pretty strong shape. Doesn't have a Dragon Ruler. It literally throws Soul Charge on the field like that.
Tosses it down.
All right, so the big question here is, what does Hoban want to end the turn with? It'll be interesting if he decides that a Laval Chain play is worthwhile. So let's see what he ends up doing. Just going to go with 3. Can I have the chat? Yeah, Hoban is strong. I don't kid yourself. I'm pretty sure him and Leverett were the only lights runs in the top, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure about that, and they built the deck together, so maybe that goes to tell you something. Maybe Pat's a good deck builder.
Just overall a good player.
Yeah, obviously
Like,
you need it.
nothing you can say about that.
Yeah. So let's see what he ends up doing. He can go Soul Charge for 3. Oh, yeah, don't drop the other Soul Charge, Pat. All right, so yeah, it looks like he is going to go into the Laval Chain, which is completely reasonable. This will allow him to ditch a Dragon Ruler to the graveyard, and he has the Diablos and the Eclipse Wyvern in there with Judgment Dragon banished. So, yep, Laval Chain, like we said. He's probably going to get rid of the Raiden. I would think so. Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely strong.
He could bring it back with Illumina.
Yep. Hold on. So, sorry about that. Of all people, my brother had asked me a question, who does in fact exist. So he did Garroth there. All right, so Pat is pretty content with just the mill a million cards. This, in theory, hits a Dragon Ruler, so that is why he's doing this.
Eclipse Wyvern's
Yep.
pretty good to mill too.
Yeah, so it was either, Laval Chain to ditch a Dragon Ruler, but this way he's going to end with the Necro Gardener to protect his Laval Chain if, for whatever reason, he doesn't hit a Dragon Ruler. And on the following turn, he'll have access to double Judgment Dragon banished, one in hand. It'll be very difficult for Kyle to come back from this. So let's see. We get to see a lot of the cards that he sided in. We see Threatening Roar. I haven't seen Decree, so at this point I'm thinking he didn't. All right, he hits another Eclipse Wyvern and a Necro Gardener.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, so milling 10 is probably better than what he was considering. He's not going to banish because he has nothing to banish for the Eclipse Wyvern, which is pretty funny. Yep, that is in fact 1 day apiece. Very strong in this situation.
What did he send with the chain? Did we see?
Garroth.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then he illuminated it?
Yep.
All right.
So definitely a very strong decision there. He has no targets for Wyvern.
How many cards does he have left in deck? Not many.
Not many. Why the 1 day against this deck? Because if you're guaranteed survival, your deck is potent enough to win. I think it's completely reasonable.
One thing I want to know, I don't have a lot of people to play against, like, in person, so I end up, like, fishbowling like this a lot. And this is a really good way to just, like, learn your combos, your turn one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
How like...
What the potential plays are.
Yeah,
So let's see. He has a
exactly.
Mind Crush. I figured he'd tie that in. Warding, which at this point is virtually dead. I mean,
Yeah.
might be useful, but yeah.
And
He's
everything's
fidgeting
in defense
through his
too.
extra deck, maybe trying to find a way to get out of this. Yeah, actually, the other day, Paul Clark was playing this deck, and he milled himself down to a single card on the first turn. One card. 39 cards used on the first turn of the game. So we have Dragon Shrine. Might
Did
be,
he win that game?
I think so.
Okay.
It was just for fun.
Okay.
I don't recall exactly. I think Hoban just has all the high rarity cards.
Yeah.
And they're all generally foreign.
This is really bad for, like, playing a Mythic Ruler deck against, like, something like this on your first turn. Because Dragon Rulers generally need, like, a couple turns before they can really
Get your
control.
Curry
You may
Bandits
be able
going
to
off
get,
a
like,
little bit.
something out first turn, but it's not, like, a huge thing.
Yeah, unless you open with the draw spells, yeah, you need a few turns to kind of play Dragon Shrine, play another Dragon Shrine, play Curry Bandit. You definitely need a couple turns just to build up
So the fact that,
the
like,
resources.
Pat can just OTK him next turn
Mm-hmm.
without him being able to put up much defense.
It's very, very risky. He might have something like Soul Charge in his hand. I mean, he was fidgeting through his extra deck, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has potential to that. Electromagnetic Turtle is a good card. All right, Gold Sark. Okay, so here he'll be able
That
to
is a good
banish Mythic Tree Dragon, going to Mythic Tree Dragon, going to Earth Dragon. All right.
We have a new guest here.
Yeah, Brandon Wigley joining us. So
Hey,
you
guys.
missed on the first turn Hoban's Soul Charge for the board you see and passed. Milling virtually 10 cards. He has double Judgment Dragon banished with 2 Eclipse Wyverns engraved and 2 Necros engraved, and another Judgment Dragon in hand. So he's basically done the whole, like, you're not going to beat me this turn, basically no matter what, and I'm
He has
going to
another
triple
Soul Charge
Judgment
in
Dragon
hand.
you next turn.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to go about that.
Yep, so
Now, what happened game one? I was just glanced at the field, and Patrick had. I assumed he just soul charged. It was like 2 wolves.
it was a bunch of things. He
Drago Sack
passed.
and 2 Lumina.
He actually lost a game on board. All that Kyle did, he was at 15, Pat. Kyle tributed for Blue Eyes that I'm pretty sure Pat knew he had because of a white stone earlier in the game,
Uh-huh.
and then flipped his mythic water dragon, and then just went into
Okay.
grinder.
Oh, wow. All right. Yep. That's.
So I think he missed what was game on board. I could be wrong about the blue eyes part, but I was almost positive that he knew that. I came over a minute after the game started, but I looked in the grave, and I saw the stone and a dragon ruler or something in a synchro, a Stardust dragon. So,
Okay.
all right, so he's going to go into Stardust in defense. That's very curious. Very curious.
Does he by any chance? Does he maybe side Mirror Force or?
No, he main decks emptiness and skill drain. He sides more skill drains. He's got cards like Wing Blast, Bottomless, Compulse.
How many rulers did Pat mill?
I know he milled a Tempest.
Yes, that's all I can think of.
So let's see here if Pat decides to send another. So he's going to shift Lila to defense. Yeah, this is very strong. He'll be able to Lumina this back if he decides to start a Dragon. And if not, he'll be able to exceed with the Garroth, send it to grave, then use Lumina, and then pop the back row. And we know that Kyle has a Mind Crush set. Maybe he hit the Mind Crush. So, no, he's going to negate it.
Oh, he does play Mind Crush?
Yep.
Okay.
Pat has to worry about that because he has 2 JDs banished and 1 in hand. So if he decides to make a play with the Tempest in his grave with the 2 Eclipse Reference, there is the possibility.
So maybe that's why he was like, even if he did hit the Mind Crush off of the Lila, I'm pretty sure you would still negate just because.
You need to hit it for 3.
Yep,
Yeah, that's like your
have
only
hit
route
it
to
for
victory
3.
at this point.
I think, if Patrick just special summons the one, because the one that's in his hand's live right now, correct?
Yeah, oh yeah, I would assume so. He
So-
milled 10 cards last turn, at least a turn. Yeah, look how many cards are in his deck.
Yeah.
Well, he milled 10 just from like
just
the monsters on board.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he could just special the JD, blow up the field, and then special summon get the other 2. There's.
Yeah.
using
So bring back the
Lumina's effect.
Lila. Solemn Warning on the Lumina. Okay. For what it's worth, no, I feel like he's used to summon Judgment Dragon
Yeah,
right now.
there's no reason to remove for a Dragon Ruler right now. Yep.
If he does, he'll lose the game. I mean, he's checking to make sure he has 4, which I don't think is even possible that he doesn't.
Yeah.
Man, if Pat tries to get fancy and like bait out the back row and then just do triple JD, oh man, I really don't see any reason not to just summon Judgment Dragon right now.
So yeah, Soul Charge, Kaiku, and
Judgment
Dragon.
Dragon, like-
Yeah, that's.
I don't see any reason not to Judgment Dragon.
Well, he hasn't even normal summoned yet, right? So even if he played it the worst he possibly could, he could just
Yeah.
Kaiku and then
Be in good
still,
shape.
Still make Direwolf or something, and then do the same play.
Oh, you know what he's thinking about? Kyle plays a single Battle Fader.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh,
scoop.
okay.
That would
But see, that's,
would you have done that?
that's one of those situations where if he has Battle Fader, he's still in such a bad
Yeah.
situation
He could just summon
that
Dragon
it
Rulers.
doesn't- yeah,
And
it
then he
doesn't
probably wouldn't have
matter.
decked out. He looked like he had 5 or 6 cards in deck, so
Yeah.
he wouldn't have decked out. He wouldn't have gone all 4 or
Well,
all
it-
3 Judgment Dragons. He would have just gone Dragon Rulers attack per game.
Well, no, like if Fader happened, then he could still special summon one of the JDs and make Felgrand, so he wouldn't mill.
No,
at
he
all.
he doesn't use Felgrand. It's in his extra. It's
Oh.
in his side deck. I don't think he has a rank 8 at
Huh.
all.
That's strange.
Yeah, does he have access to a rank 8 in his main deck?
Kyle?
No,
Or
Hoban.
I don't think he does.
Because I know he sides the Felgrand.
Why would? I wonder what the reason for siding it would be.
Because he sides XYZ Universe.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he has no access to a rank 8 in the main deck. Which I think is crazy
Yeah,
because of the risk of decking out.
Yep,
But
that's.
Hoban's obviously gotten this far.
Well, between games, ads,
Yeah, we're going to play some
et
ads.
cetera.
So stay tuned. saw a few questions. Am I on there? Yeah, saw a few questions. The one day, like I said, I mean, if you know that your opponent can't beat you on the next turn in light sworns, I feel like the one day is very, very strong.
It's just Patrick's big on seeing his combo pieces as soon as possible, and Light Sworn does have the ability just to break out and draw Garroth and the one-ups that you don't want to draw, and that just gets him further into his deck to the cards that he actually wants to see, and he just thinks his cards are more powerful than his opponents are going to be on the next turn, so he lives a turn, and then
he just wins. I mean, he has to
just
worry about
wins,
Fader, but other than that,
It's really just like a puzzle for him.
Yep.
Once you have all the pieces, it's easy to put together.
Yep. For those who asked about Hoban not being able to win other than ARG events, I mean, he only won Nationals, but we can just forget about that, right? That doesn't count.
I don't know what that is even.
Yeah, what does that even mean? Why does he run Tempest over Tidal? Because you can banish Dracosack in the graveyard. There's no legitimate water monsters other than Arc, I guess, that you can banish, and Dracosack's more prevalent. And the 200 attack is minuscule in the grand scheme of things. This. Oh, I guess you can't. Over there, but I probably didn't do that. Yep, banish the extra deck stuff. So let's see here. Dragon Shrine, Ditching Guard, and miscellaneous.
usually it's either
Dragon
Redox
Ruler.
or Tidal.
Yeah, okay, Tempest. That's interesting because he is playing the Mythic Dragons.
So maybe he drew.
Yeah, both of them? That
Well, I mean, maybe he drew
it looks like he has
another,
Wing Blast.
another Dragon Ruler.
Yeah, he has Wing Blast. Okay, okay. So he's
Yeah.
going to go into another guard and then set Wing Blast and a couple other traps.
It's a pretty strong open.
Oh, yeah.
Now, do we know the three? We know one of them's Wing Blast.
Yeah,
Do
that's
we
the
know
only one I
other
was able
two?
to notice. Chris Ferber's a good player, Jesse.
I'm assuming Kyle plays Spark also, right? So by him making Stardust, that's also puts a read that he doesn't have Vanity's Emptiness. Skill
All
Drain.
right,
That's a
could
really
be
good
difficult.
card.
He has double of the Nest card, so there's a chance that he hits a bunch of cards that put him in a good position to win, but
It's also just a -2 for
all right.
his
Yeah.
next turn.
Yeah, big time.
Well, he could have. Do we know what he set? Pat set?
Yeah,
It's
two of the
two
Nest.
Needlebug Nest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, now he's just trying to mill a Necro
Yeah,
Garden
trying to mill
save
Necro
his
Garden.
Raiden.
That's a reasonable. Yeah, that's a good one.
Trying to
That's a nuts one.
Oh
Oh.
my god.
All right.
All right, maybe sometimes you do need to get lucky.
That's actually.
That is the most unreal thing I've ever seen.
That was.
Okay.
That's crazy.
We gotta see their face, like.
What?
What? Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, look at the chat. They just see it now.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well, I don't even really know what to say. That's
That just happened.
Like,
ladies
he
and gentlemen.
needs a Necrogardna.
Yeah, like Pat's hoping to hit Necrogard now. You know,
How
maybe if
about
he's
all
living
of
in
them?
La La Land, he'll hit all of them. But
like. Yeah, now I don't really see a way of this. I don't know how Kyle really wins now. Can the I don't know who the moderator is that keeps clearing the chat, but it's kind of
Yeah, frustrating.
obnoxious.
yep. All right. He didn't cheat. Like go back and watch the shuffling. Like, people have such like an inaccurate representation of reality.
We have Jim next to him also.
That's probably Jim clearing the chat. Actually, I could see that.
All right. Another one. Let's see how this goes. Oh, no Eclipse Wyvern. No Eclipse Wyvern. All right. See,
All right, like, that makes up for.
yeah, that makes up for the first one being like the straight
Godlike.
stones.
So just consider the 3 Necros. And the
He did draw
Wyvern
Soul
in-
Charge right
in-
there.
Oh well.
All right.
see.
Well,
Well, you know what, guys? There's no possible way anybody can cheat 11 cards in your deck. If you can manipulate 11 cards in your deck and mill 10 and then draw a soul charge and it all be under your control, then you shouldn't be playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
You should be in like
yeah,
Vegas doing card tricks.
that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
People don't understand how people cheat. Like,
I've noticed a lot of people just say that someone's a cheater, and then how did they cheat? Oh,
I don't know. He
stacking or so. Just like they're very broad on what it is, and that's just not how. That's not how cheating is. There are things to watch out for, and it's very minimal most of the time. What cheating does, it's minor advantages and nothing.
yeah, people soft cheat. Soft
Yeah.
cheating, like manipulating the rules, like actually stacking your deck does not happen nearly as often as people make it out to be.
I mean, it's almost impossible.
It's virtually impossible, yeah.
Especially if you're on camera and like if you're playing somebody in top 4, you know your opponent's going to shuffle your deck. You know they're going to cut your deck.
You know this is
There's-
like you're not
like-
going to do something intentionally on camera for everyone to go and see.
Yep.
Like a Magic player the other day at a Star City game, a Magic event, drew an extra card for his opening turn, and it's like
Yeah.
on street. Like he could say he accidentally did it, which is debatable, conceivable. But you're on stream. Like, you're not going to get through
Right.
anything.
That's and on top of him being on stream, there's also a solid 50 people around, like just watching. Like
Including judges.
You're not going to try to cheat, especially if you have a reputation. You're not going to try to cheat in front of that many people and risk getting caught. Like Patrick's in top 4. If he lost right now, he would be disappointed because he didn't win. But at the same time, he made top 4 of this tournament.
Yeah.
And there's no reason to risk cheating over something like this. It's not worth it. It's risk.
Yeah, people
over
don't
reward.
understand when people, and I keep seeing this like licking cards thing. Like, are you out of your mind? How about you go back and watch all of the videos that Pat's ever done?
Did you say licking cards?
Yeah, like licking your cards so they stick together.
That's a
Apparently,
thing.
There's also
apparently someone in the chat just said that. Like,
there's multiple copy pastas
So-
people posted.
So whoever said that,
how about we go back and watch every video Pat's ever done and tell me when you saw that?
I don't think I've ever seen anyone ever lick cards ever.
Yeah,
And-
lick cards, all your Necker Gardens
Yeah,
together, so you hopefully
how-
mill them at once. Like,
how
are you
do
out of your
you-
mind?
And how would that be a good game plan? What if they were just at the bottom of your deck and then Patrick just straight up loses?
Or just draws all three of them
yeah,
together?
or draws all 3 of them together. Now Patrick straight up loses because his 2 needle bug nests don't mill any Necro Gardenas. Like Patrick was in a good position at that point if he would have milled 1 Necro Gardener. Sure, the other 2 were great, but the 1 is all he needed to save Raiden so that he was allowed to attempt to exceed next turn. That's all he needed.
In terms of what just happened, though,
Or
the fact that
Synchro.
Pat tried to attack and he got wing blasted puts Pat in an unusual situation. He has double Necro Gardener to protect himself.
Yeah, I
which-
mean that's until he can answer skill drain or put a big monster on the board, all that's doing is prolonging the inevitable.
kind of. I mean, Pat might. There are ways Pat can lose. Like, let's.
Oh no, I'm saying the inevitable that Kyle could win. Like if Kyle, like at this point in the game, if Kyle were to draw,
Yeah, he's probably
say,
gonna Necro this one.
like an emptiness or something, then
Yeah.
there's Patrick's just
Out
almost
of luck.
drawing to nothing. Like
Yeah.
the only good thing that Patrick has in this situation is he's milled 10 cards because of the Needlebug's Nest. So now Judgment I believe Judgment Dragon's live, but that would be a good draw because it's just 3,000 body and Diablos is 28. So Stardust being 25 is
Yep.
Could
No,
could
it's
become
actually.
relevant.
It doesn't look. He's got
Oh, yeah, it's
Jane,
not live.
Raiden, and the top card should be
It's
Gara. So he has
Garrett.
Lila. He can theoretically set Lila as a way to get it live.
Or I guess if he wants it on board right away, he could just ram into Tempest.
Yep, that's also a possibility. I think he's fine just setting it though.
Yeah, I mean it's because he also has a Necro Garden, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And he has
yeah,
Threatening
yeah.
Roar he just drew.
Okay, yeah.
Does he
so
have
he
2
could
Necro Gardens?
definitely
Did he
set it.
block both attacks? Or did
He blocked one on the original turn, and then he blocked one last turn on the
Oh, okay.
Stardust to protect life.
Oh, okay.
So we should be at like 56.
Yeah,
Yeah, he Necro, not 31. Sorry about that.
that's okay.
Okay, that's a lot less
Yeah, he has.
intimidating.
Yeah, he can set Lumina too. I think it's kind of debatable what you'd want to set. He also needs a Dragon Ruler. That's just another.
Yeah, he
relevant-
also
oh,
doesn't have a Dragon Ruler. So
All right, well-
everybody's saying he manipulated his deck. I think he would have put a Dragon Ruler somewhere in those 10 cards.
Yeah. So it looks like he's gonna Soul Charge. He's really debating it. Like, what does Soul Charge do right now? He went to Palo Dynamo. Palo Dynamo has a reasonable amount of deck. How much did that have?
It only has 2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
But
Oh, okay.
Its effect makes it essentially bigger than everything, but since skill drain's
Yeah,
on the
skill drain.
field.
So what can he go into?
Uh,
Raiden. Okay, he can go to start Scrap Dragon. Yeah, Scrap Dragon was wing blasted, so he can definitely go to Scrap Dragon.
does he play Colossal? Probably not.
He stopped.
All right, so he plays Soul Charge.
Yeah, no emptiness, so that's good.
Yeah, those are the 3 original sets, and since he made Stardust, I guess, would you make Stardust if you had emptiness, even though you knew you had the skill drain, or would you consider Spark? 'Cause I understand Spark under skill drain doesn't do anything, but at the same time, while you have Spark Stardust, you kind of just can't play.
Yeah, with emptiness, yeah. I feel like I would just go to Spark. Like,
Yeah,
what's the,
so I mean that put a read that emptiness wasn't on the field. So
Is Pat running Spark?
No, I'm talking about.
No,
Oh, okay.
Kyle.
Does
Kyle.
Kyle run it? Just out of curiosity. I mean, he should, but you never know. He plays it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It is. You play that card.
So yeah, that puts. This is still a weird situation because you have to understand, like Patrick obviously understands he's playing against dragons, and there's 2 other back row. I wouldn't feel too confident that they're both just bluffs.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go into Michael here. Yeah. Or Star Eater.
Yeah. I don't know.
So now he's down to what, 26 after that? Yeah.
Michael has what, 20? Is it 2,400 attack or 27?
I think it's higher than 20.
I thought it was 28.
Yeah, let's take a look at. Bring this up over here. I think it's 26 off the top of my head, but I could just be completely wrong.
That sounds right.
26.
26 in 2000. So
Okay, so he makes Scrap
It
Dragon.
would still be bigger than everything, yeah.
And what are the other cards, Patrick? We know Lumina is one of them.
yeah, Lumina, Lila. Isn't Lumina, Lila, JG? That might be what's left. Oh no, Roar. It's like Lumina, JD, Roar.
Okay.
So he's gonna set Roar and
So
ship it.
Huh. I wonder why he opted to make Scrap Dragon instead of Michael, because Michael also would have been another name.
Yeah.
And it would have
he has
been
enough names
2,600
though.
attack. Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he has Raiden, Garoth.
I thought when we counted earlier, we were
Oh yeah,
we were
yeah.
talking about him setting either Lila or Lumina to
Yeah.
get the other name.
Okay.
But then again, if
He has Jane. Yeah. Now you can just attach.
Yeah. So he can make any rank
Yeah.
3 pretty much. Yeah. He'll probably detach just a target so he can get Necro Guard and Engrave.
Yeah. Curious about this play. I'm wondering Pat's mindset right now.
Yeah, guys. The Michael play involved Lumina, but
He can't Michael. He
They-
could
they-
have earlier.
They misunderstood.
There's a way for him to.
So he's probably going to roar. The tempo should be in. Oh, no, tempo, never mind.
Well, I don't know if I see the point in even summoning the. I mean, I understand summoning Lumina to get the other name in, but now he can just negate Alucard with Stardust still and get that off the field, and that's. I wonder if he'll catch that or just think, oh, the effect's negated, so.
Yeah. I think what he was trying to do. No, he just was trying to bait Kyle into negating Alucard with Stardust for no reason. No, that
Yeah,
wouldn't have done anything.
I mean, so.
I don't think that would have done anything.
Do you
though.
think Patrick is possibly trying to bluff that he has MST set? Because if that play was to happen,
Yeah.
like we were saying, then that would leave him open to MST. And
Yeah.
and because Patrick also made Scrap Dragon, which would be an indicator that he intended on getting Skill Drain off the field that turn.
Interesting.
I think that was more of a seeing if he would slip up kind of thing.
Yeah, just kind of curious because Alucard does very little unless Pat is sculpting the next turn in such a way that
Yeah.
I'm not aware of.
I honestly think he's setting it up to where he can drop Judgment Dragon next turn.
Yeah,
and just
definitely,
a
definitely.
3,000 body. I think that's his whole plan right now.
Yeah.
Because
So problem for Kyle-
Kyle's going to have to get past the 28 and then a 3,000 Judgment Dragon.
Yeah.
So
Kyle's issue here is that if he has no way of dealing with big monsters, he's just going to outright lose
Yep.
the game. And
Exactly.
if someone in chat says skill drain is also a set, I wasn't able to make out Kyle's back rows. So that is completely conceivable that if he's just bricking on bricking on continuous trap cards, the giant monsters that Pat has might be able to win him.
You think Kyle could potentially have a Mind Crush set?
I mean, that's possible too, but he would have to blind the JD. He has no Dragon Rules to add the other one to his hand, so.
I mean, I don't know if Kyle had picked up on this at all, but Patrick was, even right now, he's just messing with his graveyard a lot, just like looking and. I would just see that there's a little too much interaction with Patrick and his graveyard on his opponent's turn.
Oh, he goes with Burial. That could be powerful.
Yeah, that's
Burial.
very good.
Burial, yeah, banishing.
So, wait, why is he making an Exceed?
So, Draco Sack to kill the Scrap Dragon?
Oh yeah, I guess because
You distribute itself.
yeah, because Necro's in the grave. Okay.
Yeah, that's like one of the only ways. See, if he's doing that, he knows he can't beat big monsters. So the Judgment Dragon in Pat's hand might be able just to win him the game.
Now, couldn't he have just rammed Blaster into Scrap Dragon and get negated by Necro Gardener and then in main phase 2, or is he just? You think he's just trying to push for more damage right now? Because I think
That play would have been better. Bait out the well. Do you think Pat would have Necro Garden if the play was obvious? Like if he just summoned Blaster, Pat would have realized the Draco Sack play.
right, but even then, I'm saying, is there a reason to?
Yeah, I guess he would have lost because then he would have attacked over the Alucard and then attacked directly with.
Right.
No. Yeah,
Like,
no, he actually wouldn't have lost. He would have made out 100. He would have like attacked Tempest over
Yeah.
Alucard and then directly, which would have forced Pat to do one of the two cards. This way, Pat has both of his cards, his Necro Gardener and his Threatening Roar. So,
Yeah, that's.
so it looks like Pat's going to reconfirm his Judgment Dragon count. Or his, yeah.
I'm also kind of surprised he didn't just summon Tempest to put him down that low, because now, like, you're also leaving Soul Charge as another card that he could potentially play. And I mean, I understand you have Skill Drain, but at the same time, why not just make more cards in his deck dead if you have the potential to do that?
Yeah, so Kyle's problem here is if he has a Wing Blast, which he doesn't have more than likely because he would have done that on Scrap Dragon. Putting JD on top's not going to do anything because of Roar. So he needs like a legitimate out to the Judgment Dragon right now.
And yeah, Kyle does run 2 guard, but if you look, they're both removed right now. So
Yeah.
that wasn't a play. Like, he wasn't going to get a search off Blaster, but it was just to put more pressure on Patrick. Like even if like Patrick could have stayed at 26, but he would have had to negate with Necro Gardener. So that's also just another upside.
So he didn't set Emptiness. Oh, did he draw a Dragon Ruler? Oh man, that's actually awful for Pat if he has Mind Crush.
Yeah, that's why. Oh,
This
wow.
is very risky.
Why would he not? He has to have Mind Crush set, right? The other
Oh,
two
that's why he
back-
didn't set Emptiness because he has Mind Crush set. No, I guess not.
Nope. Oh wait, yeah. See. Oh, what is going on?
Huh.
I have
So
no
it was
idea.
okay. He didn't have Mind Crush set. It was Torrential and another Skill Drain. I'm not sure why he didn't just set Emptiness and win the game.
Does Kyle only have one card in hand?
Yeah. So the only conceivable way is that he had Mind Crush set, but I guess he just doesn't have Mind Crush set.
Are we positive that's Emptiness? Because this makes no sense.
I
to
know
me
the card in his hand
otherwise.
is Emptiness. Like, summon Lila. Did Pat not have JD in his hand?
Apparently not.
I'm just. There's so many things that I'm actually just confused on right now.
Oh, okay.
All right, so. All right, so he's not in as bad of a situation as we thought.
Yeah.
He definitely just needs to set Emptiness this turn, though, please. He's going to get Debris Dragon. He doesn't run Corseska, correct?
I don't
I would
believe
ass-
so.
I would
Yeah.
assume not.
No one does
Yeah.
I don't
anymore.
think he does.
I was seeing him send me.
All right. Star Eater is a legitimate problem for Pat.
Yeah, that's actually just.
That is actually probably going to be the game.
I think that was an emptiness set. I think when he just.
Oh, he has an emptiness set. Okay.
I believe like when I saw it.
Yeah.
For a brief moment
Yeah. Yeah. This is in fact game 3. So it's Trooper and Emptiness. Yeah, he probably just has another one set. Yeah. All right. So I'm. Oh, okay. It is Wing Blast.
Okay.
I would just flip and no, I wouldn't.
What's Patrick's set? It's Roar.
Yeah.
Okay. So Patrick's gonna see what at least 2 more draws.
Probably only one more. I mean.
Well, no. He's gonna see
his next.
The Star Eater's just gonna ram into Lila next turn, so he doesn't have to use Roar then.
Well, he has Guy Engrave.
Pat
But does he have enough dragons to fuel it though?
He might because of Draco sack.
He just has. Yeah, but Tempest is removed.
No, but the debris. Oh, okay.
It's just
okay.
a
Yeah.
dragon.
He managed. Okay, yep. I was thinking Tempest was in the grave. My apologies.
One card Pat has is Honest. He doesn't have it in his hand, but he runs
Oh
it.
man, he runs Honest. Oh, if he. Did we see what he drew for turn?
No.
If he drew Honest, then you could start complaining about lucky draws, or you could draw it next turn and like wing or roar here, and then draw Honest.
Yeah, I mean that would be. See, now that's another one of those things. It would be good and it would seem good at the time.
But then he blasters.
But then it's blaster
Yeah.
and then attack. Like, oh, cool, Pat. Like he got over the Star Eater, but at the same time he's still in a bad position. Like that.
Yep.
That wouldn't even be a good draw right now.
Yep.
I don't really see Patrick winning this game. It's Star Eater's a problem. If you deal with Star Eater, then there's a blaster to follow it up.
If
so.
Pat passes and Pat roars, I would wing blast Lila to the top.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%.
Because then he draws Lila.
Then the game is over.
The game's over. Yep.
So I don't think Pat's going to win this game. I think it's very unlikely. So he's going to try and summon Tempest. Do you Vanity's Emptiness this? I don't think I do.
Yeah,
I
don't think Tempest does anything to your game right now.
Yeah.
Patrick could also be, like, right now, for all we know, Patrick drew Raiden.
Yeah.
And if you let that go, then he'll summon the Raiden, overcommit to the field, and then you flip Emptiness. Now
Yeah.
he has 3 monsters, and he's just committed to the field.
Yeah, now it's a bit difficult.
So who's
On
winning
top
this
of the
game?
fact that you have,
Yeah.
you have Phoenix Wing. So, like, I don't think that was
Oh, wow.
that was right.
So Pat's in a tough position.
Yeah, Pat's not likely going to win at this point. All right, he's put that to defense. I didn't really see what the card in his hand was.
Wow.
I don't think he's even really flipped it yet.
I don't think he has an out at this point.
No, yeah, there's
Like a real out. I'm trying to think too.
I mean, I think he's gonna see 2 more turns, like at least 2 more turns. So, I guess if we're talking hypotheticals, he could draw MST-JD.
Oh, it's Kaiku in hand.
He could draw
All right,
MST-JD.
I would wing
that
blast. I guess he didn't. Yeah, he's gonna get.
What was that Needlebug Nest?
Needlebug Nest. I don't think it does enough.
No.
No, not likely. I would probably just set the Kaiku and set the Needlebug Nest.
Yeah.
And chip the turn. And yep, Pat sees the same thing I do.
At this point, all Patrick's doing is trading the dead monsters he's drawing for more draws. Like he's trading Kaiku for his next draw.
Yep.
That's what he has to do at this point.
Well, he can roar too, but yeah, this would allow him to have a draw turn.
Yeah. No, like I said,
the longer he keeps roar in his back
I think
rows.
you need to save roar because you need to draw runner, MST,
into
JD.
Honor. Yeah.
Yeah, or honest.
You need to
Honest
draw
would
like
be good too.
MSD JD or like honest and,
so,
like light.
Actually, but Patrick doesn't even know. But JD wouldn't even do anything because Phoenix Wing.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's I don't think there's not a way Patrick.
Yeah. Granted, I won a game earlier today where I had to like have Komash hit Princess Sprout, draw Miracle Fertilizer on a Hermitry, and then hit a plant to draw another Miracle Fertilizer, and it all happened in the top 16. So the ridiculous like.
And the first thought that crosses your mind is, oh, it might be my day. when stuff like that happens.
Well, no, like I actually ended like a lock, like strong field of my opponent just having Dweller no hand. And he topped Soul Charge,
Yeah.
so he put the crazy field on, and then my only out to his Soul Charge, I was 100 life, was to have the Komasrumo in my hand, hit either my last leaf or my last Komasrumo to have a draw phase, and it all ended up working that way.
Yep.
For
and
those of the people in
Patrick
the
in
chat-
phase needle bug nest and
Did he hit anything?
and hit the JD and Wyvern.
Yeah.
But JD being gone was big. Like
yeah.
he milled JD, and I think that was his only way of.
How about honest?
doing the thing. Well, if he drew
haven't
honest
seen
right
it
now,
yet.
he would need a monster. So
He didn't mill it though. Okay.
no on it. It was Soul Charge, JD, Wyvern.
I think he just drew Wolf, which is probably not what he's looking for right now.
But for those in the chat saying MST, if he rips MST, he doesn't run MST, so
Yeah, there's
don't worry about that.
So he passed, he roars. This is really it right here.
This is the draw.
He drew Blaster. And
yeah,
that's going to do it.
Yep.
So Patrick Hoban is defeated in the top 4 here at the ARG Circuit Series in Philadelphia. Kyle will be advancing to the finals to face Christian. So we'll be seeing a Mythic Ruler versus Geargia finals. So congratulations to both Pat and Kyle for a tremendous top 4 match.
In the meantime, ads. Everyone's
Go back
favorite
to
thing.
Smads. So,
everyone's favorite thing.
We love you all for watching. Thank you, and we'll be right back
Yep.
with the finals.